Hey everyone, today I'm traveling around and this is one of the worst roads I've ever been on as far as being slippery. Thankfully I have studded tires on. I think without them this would be a nightmare because there's a few pretty big hills I had to crawl down, put it in lowest gear, went down at just a couple miles an hour. There's barely anything, but I believe this is because there was snow here. It got packed down, and then we got a couple warm days. It kind of melted, but not really, where it was packed down, and it flash froze. The dark areas are the most slippery spots ever. I can slow down without any worry with the studded tires, but if I try to stop fast, look what's going to happen where it's all this black ice. Just not stopping. A lot of that noise you heard were the studs dragging. But without those studs, there wouldn't be really anything to stop you there. Rubber on ice. I'm glad I tried the studded tires this time for the first time. Yeah. At least I'm able to travel this. I tried this like a month ago with regular tires, and it was already iced up. And I turned around after the first maybe mile or so. Very icy. Everything you're seeing there, that darkness, is black ice in the middle of the road. I know it's hard to see on the camera because it's kind of dark, but right now we're just started down a big hill covered in black ice. It's not that scary unless I do sudden movements. And one thing that does give me reassurance is on the left and the right side of the road, the very edge where vehicles don't drive is all clear. It's down to the dirt road. So I hope if I did start sliding, that'll probably catch me, because no one was driving there to pack the snow down and turn into this ice. Alright, we just switched into another road, and I'm not sure if I'd say it's better or not, but it's been packed down by a lot more trucks. But I don't see as much black ice. It's kind of scary when it's this slippery out and you come up to these bridges, because a lot of the bridges up here don't have railings. This one, I believe, has a partial railing, but they're usually a pretty steep drop underneath them. Yeah, this one has guardrails. The last one I went over, it had absolutely nothing. It was just a flat bridge. It didn't even have a little lip or anything. Alright everyone, so the road now has a whole bunch more ice on it. Still pretty slippery, but I've been traveling for another 2 hours deeper into this road, and to me it's getting better because the snow is getting deeper and it wasn't able to get packed down and not as messed up. Because there's actually a little bit of snow now in the woods. Back there, an hour ago, there was no snow still in the forest, but now there's a good 4 inches at least from what I can see out there. Still crawling around, not exceeding 10 miles an hour. It is still very slippery, this road. Alright, this road got horrible again. It's complete black ice right now. Very slippery. So I guess this road here, as soon as I can, I'm going to turn around. This is it for this year. I can't take this kind of road anymore. Going to have to wait until the spring thaw. Plus, this time of year is pretty boring too. Not much is going on. A lot of stuff is frozen. Even though we got some melt. And this road, I do not want to be out here tomorrow. Is this ice? This might actually be... Yeah, this is solid road here, the gray areas, not the black areas. We're actually got some road here, I'm surprised. No, but anyways, tomorrow is supposed to be heavy rain, and I think that's going to make this extremely icy because it's not going to just melt, even though it's going to be warmer. And if I wait another day, everything's going to flash freeze. The next day is below freezing for the high. At least now we actually got some road. Maybe I can go to see what we're going to see. I'm trying to see if beavers built back underneath a bridge. We removed a pretty large beaver dam underneath the bridge, and it had a culvert down the road, maybe 200 feet, that was also clogged by them. Yeah, like right now, I'm going down a pretty steep hill, and I'm debating whether or not to continue or turn around here. Because I know this road, for the most part, is pretty flat. And I don't have that much more to go. Yeah, I'm going to use this opportunity that I have to turn around. Because you see there, I'm able to put my left wheels in that gray area down to Bear Road. But that's becoming a hill, and I see it ends up there. And I'll have nothing to hold on to. So I'm backing up now to a opening I saw. I'm going to try to swing it around. A lot of places on this road, I'm afraid to even do a 3-point turn. It's so slippery. I'm afraid I'm going to slide into the ditch. Which, I'm not worried about damaging anything. I'm worried about being stuck and not being able to get out at all. Like, I got a lot of room here to do this really nice and carefully. Actually got a really bright moon, and I see the sky is actually starting to fill in. I saw a bunch of stars when I first came out here. Cloud cover is starting for the rain tomorrow. So this road is a no-go. I really should get a pair of chains for the front tires. Those are the most important, because I have 4-wheel drive, and I'd rather have them on the front of steers. I think that would help a lot. I was thinking about a while back getting automatic chains, which I did find a company that actually puts them on smaller vehicles, and I didn't do it because it was too expensive at the time. I am thinking about doing that at some point, but it's really not worth it, because these roads they're not really that fun in the winter time. You can't really do anything. Culverts are all frozen. I thought that this time of year would have been a good time to come up here. I've never seen the roads like this usually. Well, I know in last February I came up onto a bunch of dirt roads in northern Maine, and there was probably a half a foot of snow. But I drove through that perfectly. It was actually fun. Lots of big puddles, slushiness. No ice, just snow. Didn't get stuck at all. Didn't have any problems. But this whole thing is like a skating rink. The studded tires are definitely helping, but it really doesn't feel like much either. But as far as automatic chains, to my knowledge, I think those can only go on the back wheels. Well, what an automatic chain is, with a push of a button, it slides, or it moves into position and it starts spinning, throwing little links of chain in front of the tire. Oh, wow. I'm only going 5 miles an hour, and that rut tried to pull me off into that ditch. Gotta be careful of that. I'm just gonna get a pair of regular chains. Something like that's not worth the price. I don't do this stuff enough. And I'd want them in the front, not the back. Like, I'm pretty sure that's where those can go. I don't think they can go in the front. But I always thought they were pretty cool. I didn't know what they were when I was little. I always saw jingling chains underneath things. Fire engines, fuel trucks. Now I know what they are. Push of a button just moves it over and it starts spinning. Don't have to get out and chain up. The only bad thing about them is they're not great in deep snow like normal chains. Their advantages are for stuff like this: sheer ice, minimal snow, minimal slush. And now I'm going down a big hill here. I'm gonna keep it really slow. Lowest gear. Alright, you see the utility poles that just started up on the road? This area here, big bump right there. Big erosion rut. This part of the road is not as bad because you can see they plowed it. Back there they didn't plow. It's all packed down by heavy trucks. Here, not that slippery, but there is ice. They put sand on top of it because there's actually houses on this section of dirt road. This is actually a little neighborhood out here. You can see right here in the middle of the road, you see all those scuff marks? I slammed my brakes on there doing a little brake check earlier, and loaded tires actually do tear the road up even though you can't really feel the stopping power in them. Now I just moved into a main artery. Not that bad, because this road, it is a dirt road, but they did sand it. Not bad at all. I'll come back out here in the spring when things start melting to take a look at that beaver swamp. Because even if they did build something back, we wouldn't be removing it this time of year. Not because it can't be done. I'm pretty sure that the ice wouldn't be that thick. We'd be able to break it out of the way around the culvert and unclog it. The thing is, we don't unclog things like that in this time of year because it's a death sentence to the beavers. Fine, we'll do it in the summertime, get the water off the road and all that, but this time of year, unless I can prove the beavers aren't living there as their primary pond, I won't touch it because it exposes the entrances to the dam to predators. It also, when you lower the water down, that sheet of ice is now going to land down on top of their food supply, everything they stored underneath that ice to survive the winter. You just took that away. The beavers are basically dead. So this time of year, we wouldn't do that. That's why in the wintertime, you don't see me doing as many videos like that. Typically, I think last year we only did maybe 4 videos that actually resulted in cracking ice for that very reason. If it's a gigantic swamp that we can't possibly search the entire thing for a lodge, can't do it. Is this actually clear road? Yeah, there's actually dirt here. Massive puddle. Oh, what the heck? Do you see that in the road? There's a gigantic puddle over there, and in front of me looks like a massive rut. Is there a clogged culvert or something? Let me find a light. I want to go out there. Yeah, check this out. Oh my gosh, we are not even on the... Wow, they just did such a great job dropping sand down. I thought this was the road. It's not the road. To me, yeah, oh my gosh. Look at that. We're driving on like 8 inches of ice. This is the road down here. I thought this was like a big eroded pool. That's not true. I don't know how this is showing up at night, but yeah, there's like 8 inches of ice I'm driving on top of. That's how packed this road is from logging trucks. Look at this. Look at that. I wear a size 12 shoe and it's almost as tall as my shoe is long. Yeah, so this is not an erosion rut. Well, it is through the ice, but not through the road like I thought it was. Yeah, I got out because I was thinking there was a clogged culvert or something where that marker is. It's not. Just trickling water. I don't know if I want to drive through this or not. Over here, maybe. Yeah, because see, they put down so much. Yeah, they're actually putting gravel down, not sand. They are putting actual big gravel down on the road, not sand. Ooh, it's very slippery. I'm surprised I'm getting such great traction. So back here, where I just was, they put down so much gravel. This looks like the road. This is not the road. It's like 8 inches further down. That's frightening to see what I've been driving on. Alrighty. Testing this. Is it slippery over here? Well, I gotta give it to them. They did a good job with... It's not slippery at all. That is... Yeah, we're not gonna drive around this. We're gonna turn around. Because we are dozens and dozens of miles away from a signal. We are not gonna risk getting stuck out here. Just looking for a good place to swing it around. Make a big 5-point turn. Yeah, I didn't even realize what I was driving on top of. Even getting out, it looks like a road. So they're not just sanding these roads, they're putting down full gravel with their dump trucks right on top of it. Hey everyone, it's the next day and we got out to our location. I can't believe it. It's a very rainy day and I was right. The rain made the roads even worse. Today's like 50 degrees, but it's only for one day. It's going to be very cold again. Just because it's 50 degrees doesn't mean the roads suddenly got better. The areas like this, there's a lot of mud, but we had to go through so much ice and stuff to get out here. I just bought a pair of tire chains this morning, and they work really, really good. I'm very happy I made the purchase because most of these roads are still very icy. You see this here? It's got a solid coating of ice. The ice is very slippery, no matter where it is. But I saw a spot you saw last night in that video that it was 8 inches thick. These areas aren't as bad, and they are gradually improving, and more ground is starting to show from it being so hot and rainy today. But everything is going to flash freeze tonight. Tonight is going to get down there. Tomorrow is going to be below freezing. Most of next week is below freezing for the highs. It's unusual. This time of year, it's usually not this warm. Usually these roads are very snowy. Snow is much easier to drive in. I've always been able to drive these roads in years past with just rugged tires, not even snow tires. But this trip I actually needed chains to get out here safely because I kept slipping. I actually almost slipped last night into a drainage ditch. So I'm actually happy because now I have experience putting chains on. This is the first time I've ever put them on a vehicle, and just the guy's instructions at the Napa Auto Parts store, just his verbal instructions were enough. I knew how to do it when I took them out of the bag. The only experience I ever had before with chains was putting them on a yard tractor. That's it. You can hear some jingling now. That's just the loose ends of the chains. I have them zip tied so they can't cause any harm. The tensioners actually didn't work out very well because I was hoping to get a set of chains that had cam tensioners, which I like a lot better. They didn't have those. These have rubber tensioners with hooks that go around the outside, and they're not very good. As soon as I get back out of here, I'm going to be purchasing a couple more sets of those because I want to put a couple tensioners on at once. I really don't like the tensioners they gave me that go around. Well, I need to put at least 2 on each tire, I feel, because I feel the chains are not as tight as they should be. So I put a whole bunch of zip ties around on the tensioner, and that actually helped. They tightened right up after driving a couple hundred feet, getting out, fixing it, couple hundred more feet, fixing it. It really worked out. But I'm happy. I've never been able to come out on certain roads like these that I know are very icy, flooded out. I was able to make it to that location where the beavers are. I'm happy about that. Made an update. If you're seeing this video, I just posted that on post 10. Here's some very eroded areas. This looks like somebody went hauling through here really fast, breaking the ice on the puddles, throwing it out of here. But this is a beautiful road. See how it's nice and grown in? It's so green. I love this. I don't think it's going to last long. I think they're going to log it pretty soon. Not these trees. They're not big enough, but areas out here. I get out maybe once every couple miles just to look at the chains. I'm just a little paranoid at first because I haven't used them before. The one on my front left tire, that thing is on so tight, it's really nice. The one on the other side, not the best. But I am not exceeding 10 miles an hour on these roads. Not good conditions.